Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys a review on Goofy's Kitchen character breakfast. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey friends, my name's Corina. I'm a wife and a mama to two little ones. They are 3 and 5, and our family loves going on adventures and sharing those with you guys, bringing you guys along, sharing vlogs, and sharing packing tips and tricks and how to travel well with little kids. So today I'm going to share with you guys our review of Goofy's Kitchen character breakfast. We recently went to Disneyland in April and we enjoyed a character breakfast. This is only our second character breakfast out of all of the Disneyland trips that we've gone on. And I'm so excited to bring you guys our review, share with you some key things and some recommendations. Since this is our second character meal, I will have a full comparison video where I'm going to compare Storyteller's Cafe and Goofy's Kitchen. So definitely keep an eye out for that in case you're interested in the differences or the things that are the same between each. All right, let's get into our review of Goofy's Kitchen. All right, friends, we went to Goofy's Kitchen, like I said, and Goofy's Kitchen is located in the Disneyland Hotel. So this is a really fun character meal. The time that we went, there was actually the springtime buffet was going on. And so that was like a little bit of a different type of kind of just like extra springy event, if you will. And so there was some extra decor, but there was also someone very important. That was Clarabelle. So she was actually with Goofy at the restaurant and they were basically hosting together. So that was really cool and very, very fun. Honestly, Clarabelle is kind of a rare character to actually meet. So this was kind of a special opportunity to be able to meet her at Goofy's Kitchen. So we did get lucky and we actually met Clarabelle and Goofy as we were coming in for our photos. Now that was really special and I don't think everyone actually got that, but we did, and so that was really, really cool. So let's talk about the times that the characters are at Goofy's Kitchen. They are there the whole day. They're there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is the only place where you can go for dinner and see characters. So Goofy's Kitchen is a very popular character meal because of that factor, because the characters are there all day. Now, what that means is that the prices are higher because it's a character meal all day long, rather than it transitioning to just a standard like buffet style meal like the other restaurants or some of the other character dining does. So keep that in mind when you're booking. It is a little bit extra. So because we attended the springtime buffet, the cost was a little bit extra. So per adult, our cost was $62, and then per kiddo over the age of 3, it was $34. Now, we did pay for both of our kids because they're both over the age of 3. And so our total for our bill came to $286, and they do include tax and gratuity on your bill. So you can tip additionally, and you can choose not to. It's really up to you, but they do include gratuity on your bill. So keep that in mind. One thing I liked is that they reminded us of that quite a few times because I think they just want to be really transparent. And so they told us that at check-in. They also told us when they brought the bill, and they reminded us again. So they make sure to really understand. So they make sure that you understand that tax and gratuity are included in your bill, which is really kind. Now let's talk about the check-in process. So because this character meal is in the Disneyland Hotel, we actually parked at the Disneyland Hotel since we were staying, a few blocks away. Instead of taking like the art shuttle and just walking through downtown Disney, we decided to just go ahead and park at the hotel because it's like on the far, far side of downtown Disney. So when we arrived to the parking attendant gave us a little ticket for validation, and he said you'll have 3 hours for parking since you're going to a meal. Now you do have to specify if you're going there for a meal or if you're going there to park because you're staying at the hotel, and they do not allow you to park there just to go into downtown Disney. I don't think you'd want to anyway because parking there is pretty expensive. So I think you're better off parking in the Mickey and Friends lot or in the Toy Story lot if you're just going to downtown Disney. So we got our little validation and we went ahead and parked in the lot, and then we walked into the hotel. Goofy's Kitchen is actually, when you walk into the hotel, there's kind of like this big mural that you'll see, and then you go to the left and there's a hallway like right next to that little mural. When you come out of the doors of that hallway, you're overlooking the pool area, and there's a pretty large area where you can just kind of walk around. There's like lounge chairs. If you look to your left all the way down, there's the Mickey Sorcerer's Hat that leads into downtown Disney. And if you look to the right, there's some shops, and then Goofy's Kitchen is that way. So you walk to the right, and then you kind of make a left around the corner, and Goofy's Kitchen is off to the right-hand side. So it's a little bit of a walk. Probably not as bad of a walk as Storytellers. Storytellers is pretty confusing to get to me. But Goofy's Kitchen, they have a lot of signage out, and so it's easy to find and navigate your way there. There's also a nice photo op right outside of the restaurant, which helps to identify, oh, there's the restaurant. Okay, go ahead and go in. So we kind of stopped, took a photo there, parked our stroller. There's lots of stroller parking right in that area. And then we walked into the lobby. And there's a little desk that as you walk in, it's not right in front of you. There's seating kind of right in front as you walk in, and then off to your left you can see Goofy and kind of his little like photo op area. But straight ahead past the photo op area is the check-in desk. And at the time that we went, because of the springtime buffet, I think the check-in desk was very floral. It was very ornate, and so it was really, really cute. So we walked in there. There is an attendant who will kind of help you navigate if you're just kind of walking in and you're like, where do I go? They'll kind of flag you over or help you to get over to the check-in desk. So we got there, and I just said, we're checking in, party of 5, gave him my name, and she said, great, how many kids do you have? I told her. She asked for the ages, and they again ask, okay, is your kid 3 or turning 3? And I said, oh, she is 3. She's honestly 3.5 now. And so they said, okay, great. Okay, so once we checked in with the attendant, and she did tell us, okay, your bill will have tip and gratuity included, she instructed us to go over and take our picture with Goofy. So there's a couple of cast members over near Goofy's photo op area. So there was one outside of the photo op area, and she, invited us over and said, hi, did you check in? They want to make sure that you are checked in for your reservation time before you come over to take your photo. And we said, yes, we are. She helped us pull up our photo pass, scan on our phone, which was nice. And then they ushered us in and said, okay, go ahead and take your picture. We actually got Clarabelle first. And then inside of the photo op, there is a photographer taking photos. So one thing that sets Goofy's Kitchen apart is that you actually get PhotoPass photos included with your meal. That first photo op with Goofy, not the ones like inside the restaurant, but just the photo op with Goofy and or Clarabelle, depending on when you go, that is where you get the PhotoPass photos from. So that was really great. There's a photographer there that she took several pictures. We did some with just the kids, and then she did some with all of us. And then after that, they ask you to go wait on the benches right in the little lobby until the servers call your name. So we did that. We went and sat down for honestly a minute, and then the servers were calling us. So we hopped up and they ushered us over to our table. As we were walking over to our table, Minnie was walking around, so we got to see her right away, and they sat us at our table, and we had a server come up to us right away and ask for our drink orders. Introduce themselves, ask for our drink orders. So that was great. And then they dismissed us to go ahead and go into the buffet. But as they dismissed us, then I think Minnie was coming around for the first time. So we were able to stop and chat with Minnie first, and then we got up and went and got some food. So let's talk about the food. One thing Goofy's Kitchen is known for are their fun little pizzas. So they have a peanut butter and jelly pizza. So during our visit out at breakfast, they had the peanut butter and jelly pizza and also the s'mores pizza. Later on, as they transitioned into brunch, they did put out cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, and I want to say it was some sort of a meat pizza. I can't remember what it actually was, but they had 3 different kinds of pizzas out during the brunch time. So when we went, we were during the breakfast period, and so it was primarily breakfast foods, but once I went to go kind of record and walk around and see what food was actually there, they had transitioned over to brunch. So during breakfast, there was all of your standard breakfast foods. So waffles, there was Mickey waffles, Mickey pancakes, there were French toast sticks. Did they have mac and cheese out at that time? I think they may have had the mac and cheese out already. They did have the pizzas, and what else? They had an omelet station. They had, your breakfast meats, so bacon, sausage. They had eggs Benedict. They had biscuits and gravy. They had I want to say they had chilaquiles, and they had breakfast potatoes, which were so yummy. I love a potato. And they have a yogurt bar. They did have carved meat, so they had herb turkey and I think prime rib. My husband got the turkey, which was amazing. And then they have a whole table of breakfast pastries. So tons of little desserts, and then breakfast pastries like croissants, these little mini beignets. So then other things like a little raspberry tart, like lemon loaf, muffins, like all kind of stuff. So tons and tons of variety. And then at brunch, they transitioned it over and they put out things like fresh salads, little salad bar, cold cuts, soups. They had different pastas. They had like a fish dish, like a salmon dish. They did the carved meats as well. They had different potatoes. They had chicken strips, more pizzas, like I mentioned, mac and cheese. They had, what else? Also still all the breakfast things out as well. So they kind of just consolidated the breakfast items and then added the lunch or brunch items as well. They did also still have the yogurt bar, all of the pastries and like little dessert things. And they also have an ice cream or soft serve machine and lots of toppings to go with the soft serve. So that was delicious and one of my favorite parts, honestly. All right, let's talk about the characters. So this is Goofy's kitchen. So Goofy is there. However, he changes out from what I've heard with Max. So sometimes Max is there and sometimes he's not. Most of the time Goofy's there. I think it's pretty much standard for Goofy to be there, but occasionally Max is there as well or instead of Goofy. Now, he, as in Goofy, stays at the little photo op area. He doesn't really come into the restaurant and like circulate. I did see he and Clarabelle like walk back and forth a couple of times, kind of going back to the back to take a break and then come back. But as far as like going and visiting each table, they did not do that. So the characters that were at each of the tables that were coming by the tables were Minnie, Chip, and Dale during our visit. Now you can also see Max. I don't know that Pluto goes, but he might. I'm not totally sure. But who we saw were Minnie, Chip, and Dale. And during the breakfast, they will do like a little cavalcade kind of a thing. So they'll come around and do like a little like dancing, kind of like walk through all of the tables, and then they'll go back to the back, and then one character will come out kind of at a time for different areas in the restaurant, and they'll be circulating at the tables, signing autographs, taking photos, chatting, teasing, like playing along with you, all that good stuff. So they do such a great job with the character interaction. They take their time. They come back several times. I think we saw each character at least 2 or 3 times while we ate, again, excluding Goofy and Clarabelle. So that was really nice. I do wish that Goofy and Clarabelle did like make a round at least one time, like an hour would even be plenty. But I understand that, you know, all the families who are coming to the brunch do want to get that photo op opportunity. So if they did circulate the way the other characters do, then that photo op would not be available, I'm sure, because that would get a really long line waiting for them to come. So I understand why they do that, but I do think it would be kind of an extra value to have Goofy and Clarabelle and Max like kind of circulate as well. Be really nice. All right, one thing that was a little different is that it was my birthday celebration. So I did share that it was my birthday, and so they did bring us a cupcake and saying happy birthday. So that was really cute. My kids enjoyed the cupcake. So that was nice to kind of experience that, like a special occasion. The one thing I love about the character meals is that there's no rush. No one is rushing you. You can sit there as long as you'd like. They will continue refilling your drinks. You can continue grabbing more food. Like, they really let you take your time and enjoy the atmosphere and the characters and everything. So for each of our character meals, we've spent about an hour and a half in the meal. And that's honestly with us just like relaxing, taking it nice and slow, getting our fill of food for sure, and letting our kids interact with the characters until they've kind of had their fill. So we take it nice and slow, and I feel like that's pretty consistent with all of the character meals and with all the other families that I saw as well. One last thing I do want to share is that each of the character meals, you do get a little button. So we did get a Goofy's Kitchen button, which was really cute, and it was the springtime buffet version. So that was really fun and just a little bit of a different thing. It's a nice little souvenir that you get to go home with and kind of commemorate your trip. So overall, we really are enjoying the character meals. We really find there's a really good value for them, and that you really do get a good variety of food. You can obviously get as much food as you want. And I think even if you have picky little ones, like, they know that going into it. Like, they expect your kids to be picky and, you know, to have certain preferences, and so they prepare for that. So, you know, for the lunchtime, they had chicken tenders and pizza and fries and mac and cheese, and during breakfast they had tons of options, pancakes and waffles and you know, the breakfast meats, but also yogurt if your kids just like yogurt. Like, my daughter loves yogurt for breakfast, so just yogurt. They had oatmeal. They have all the little pastries, so if your kiddo is just like into bread, they can just have bread of some sort. So they really do accommodate your kids' preferences as well as your preferences as well. So I love that. I cannot recommend the character meals enough. I know they're an expense. Like I said, we paid almost $300 for this meal for our family, but if we sub out a park day for a character meal, then it feels like it's worth it for me, or to me. It just kind of allows you to slow down and have a lot of interaction with the characters, which my kiddos really appreciate and enjoy. So that's it for today's review, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you've been to Goofy's Kitchen and what you think of it. If you haven't been there, will you try it? Let me know in a comment down below. I'd love to hear. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I'll talk to you later.